I feel like being on a first date with a new girlfriend during my high school years, though. Hello, dear friends. I hope you don't mind me calling you friends. It's a true honor for me to be here in front of you, and my main purpose is to make some friends, and hopefully I'll inspire you, telling you a couple of my personal stories, my intimate moments with visual arts on my way, creating my work, developing myself as a creative. Where shall I start? I would like to play a little game, in fact, which is like asking you just to try guess who brought me here in front of you tonight. I'll reveal that at the end of my talk, of course. I'll start with a favorite quote of mine, which says, "Cameras in the hands of photographers with hearts could capture love, hope, passion, change lives, and make the world a better place." And that's all by Eddie Adams, an outstanding photographer. He's an award-winning Pulitzer photographer. So, pictures, pictures, pictures. I love taking photos. I just can't help it. It's just me, my artistic nature. It's always been like this. I love that single moment of a split second, just to push the trigger and freeze the very exact same moment. To sit down after that in front of my screen, enjoy, see how rich the environment around us. Pictures are taken for various reasons. I mean, it could be to document a certain event and leave it for the future generations to come, be just to send it over the news, be for digital media or printed editions, to photograph very simple, even not interesting subject from our everyday life, and find a way to make it interesting for the eye, pleasant for the potential buyer. Visualizing the product photography in general. Being on a journey, traveling, just to share the view from your hotel or the beach where you are with your friends on the social media, or even to photograph your plate with your food and share with your mom, probably, just to make her relax that you're not going to be hungry tonight. And more especially, I would love to mention that fact that we live in a very interesting times of, I don't want to talk about global warming and stuff like that, but I would love to mention the fact that we live on a beautiful planet, and we have to pay a bit more attention to that. And I think visual arts, and more especially filming, photography, time-lapse, it's a strong point to kind of raise those matters to a wider audience, minding the fact that we live in such a lovely digital times. We've got all the social media that we can share all that with the audience, followers, whatever. Where shall I start? I split all those in 3 little stories, and one of them stories starts, brings me back in time all the way. It might sound a bit like a cliche, in fact, that I've always been having camera around, be in my suitcase, be in my backpack, and I'll go back to my 3rd grade years. I'm going on a summer camp with friends, dear friends, and we were there. I borrowed my dad's camera at the time, Russian-made camera, because that's what we had handy around. It was a fancy at the time. It had a light meter in front, so you can read the exposure and eventually do the settings, take pictures, and not kind of waste your films. We went there, we had fun, careless, free, really days full of joy. But what's happened? The strap got loose, the camera dropped down, and of course, it broke, especially the front element that was measuring the light. Problem. What was my problem? That we had another couple of days on the seacoast, and I would not be able to document our summer stories. So I borrowed some money from my friends, and I bought a small point-and-shoot camera. At the time, Chinese products were just started booming at the time. all good, all fine. I took the pictures, great pictures. At the time, I thought that they're masterpieces. Now I'm a bit ashamed to show to you. But that's not from that time. But all those pictures kind of helped me to start training my eye with the time. And reached the point where I'm going back home, standing in front of my dad, and I'm saying, okay, Dad, I've got a problem. He's like, what's your problem? Problem is I borrowed money, I bought a camera. I said, oh, don't worry, but you have to make me a promise in front of me now. And I was like, what's going to be that promise? And the promise was that next year when I go again on my summer camp, I'm not going to buy a fancy camcorder, video camera, and bring it back and say, Dad, I owe money again because I've got a new toy. So did I keep my promise? Yes and no. I kept it for good 10 plus years. The first paycheck that I got later on in my adult life, I bought a fancy SLR. The second paycheck was a video camera. And kept working on that. I mean, I've been in a completely different sphere of business, in a completely different background, talking about in the industry. And I've been owner of the business, proprietor. Some people said that I've been quite successful at the time, but there was a certain moment in my life that I was like, okay, is that it? Because I had some kind of internal feeling that I'm not 101% happy with what I do, how I do it, and minding the fact that I had a good amount of experience at the time. I already knew how to form business, how to sell my skills, how to sell myself to the audience, to the proper potential clients, buyers. And the main thing, I'm not here to thank anybody, but I would like to mention my wife, girlfriend at the time. She appeared in my life and she was like, listen, if you want me to support you, I'll do whatever it takes. If you want to go study again, do whatever, do your thing. You know, I want you to be happy. So what I did, again, you know, having that experience, work experience, I managed to save money, obviously, in the bank, and I've been able to sit down, look around, and really decide what I want to do. And here I am. I'm a live proof that we can be pretty much anything we want. I'm not dreaming of being an astronaut. It's like as soon as you have passion to something, you know, try to develop it. Don't be afraid to drop your everyday's work or what you've been studying years for. As soon as you have something on your mind, try, be brave. Passion, I would say that three things: passion, positivity, being focused on what you do, day by day, consistency. That's very, very important feature on the way. Sooner or later, we'll get you there. Someone once said that there is no mountain peak which is without reach as soon as you keep climbing and climbing and climbing. So what I did, as I said, I've always had camera handy, but 6 years ago, I grabbed the camera and I never let go since. I've been very kind of wondering, am I on the right track? What I'm gonna do? Do I need the right education? Do I need the right contacts? Not really. We really live in interesting times, as I mentioned, the digital times. You can post your work, you can get feedback from people, you can reach out to clients, you don't have to live in the same country, you don't have to live in the same neighborhood. My college, YouTube, and my university, Google, like I would like to say, helped me big time as well. Okay, I've been going on workshops, seminars, met quite interesting people in my sphere, visual arts. Why I mention visual arts? Because I don't perceive myself as a photographer. That world of photography is developing, evolving rapidly, and you can't be only a photographer. You have to be. I do video, I work on small film projects, I do time-lapse, specializing into this. And my pure success and constant need and search of the perfect exposure brought me to Iceland 3 years ago. I did really extensive journey throughout the country. The aftermath of that journey was like 2,200 miles on road, off road, 3 layers of clothes, constantly wearing them. Head shower, I don't want to mention how long I didn't have shower. 3 days sleeping in the car. Food, I don't want to even mention, but it's just me. I get hungry once somebody takes the camera out of my hands. I realized that I want to go to the toilet at the time as well, eventually when I switch it off. But that's why I'm mentioning that, it's the passion. It's the passion that what drives me personally. And I strongly advise you to exactly pay attention on where your passion is. I'm showing you some slides from that particular journey, but what was the waking up call for me to say, okay, I'm a photographer, it looks like I'm quite good in what I do. I've managed to find the perfect exposure of 3 elements that I've been searching around Iceland, and it was like a beautiful landscape with Aurora Borealis itself in all its beauty, reflected in some kind of body of water, be a river or gulf in my case, and that was very near the place where I've just showed. That's the exposure I wanted to show you. It's been published in the 125th anniversary edition of National Geographic, and I went there. It was like, okay, dream came true. First page is Steve McCurry, the heavyweight champion of NatGeo, and I'm page 14. It's a bit of a small, image, but still something. And receiving all the emails and exchanging the emails with the NatGeo editors made me believe even more in myself. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna keep focused. I'll keep researching what are the trends. I'll keep going in my direction. But that was really the boost that I needed. So what's happened? A bit later on, I'm officially as well an exclusive contributor with iStock by Getty Images. I do visual content, not only photography, video, time-lapse and all that to them. I managed to get exclusivity for in less than a year, which has been kind of my achievement for the last 1 year. And saying all that is kind of bringing me to my last story. Always on my journeys, I've managed to meet someone who is I perceive him as a soulmate. If not a true soulmate, at least a true friend, 100%. And I would like to meet Njoman. Why I'm mentioning Njoman? Because he's the character of one of my most recent journeys. I've been visiting Indonesia, and more particularly Bali. It's not my first visit there. Hopefully I'll be back this year again. Njoman is a part of an extremely interesting community. I've just found out later on, apparently. No research, nothing. I was just going in a part of Bali where I was like, okay, it's not going to be interesting. It's probably boring. It wasn't boring. It was one of the best experiences I had in life so far. He's a member of the Bali Aga people, a very secluded area, very secluded society, and only till the 1970s they've been so kind of isolated. Even anthropologists didn't manage to study them properly. The village is very interesting. It's like no outsiders allowed after sun goes down. If somebody marries to a person who is outside of their community, it's not expelled, but it's not allowed to live there with them. So do they stay there? Yes. Do they stay after sun goes down? Yes. But things are changing. The world is getting one big kind of. It's much more open, and these people are much more open to what they used to be. So I would like to show you some images from that particular experience. Njoman helped me photograph amazing stories. This in particular is a story which is like, it happens once in each 5 years, and I had the extreme privilege to be there without timing it, without planning it, and really enjoy those people. As I said, I can call him true friend now. I've met all his family. I spent not countless, but enough days to photograph their everyday life, their beliefs, Amazing people. I mean, they're some of the last free, happy people on the planet, in my opinion, personally. It's just humble people with flowers in their hair. That's how all I can say about Balinese in particular. He brought me to amazing places that not even on Google. I mean, this particular waterfall, because they say there is no waterfalls in the area. And I mean, I've attended countless ceremonies, but Balinese are so spiritual. They constantly have something going on, something related to their beliefs and their religion. All this helped me to build myself as a very tolerant person to all religions. It doesn't matter what religion person is, what color of the skin he's got. I mean, what's his social status. I became very open-minded. Photography helped me see the world when I put my camera and just still enjoy, each piece of grass, each stone around the road. I'll show you very quickly a quick story, just bring you over there, nearly on the other side of the beautiful planet. But I'm appearing at the house of Nyoman one afternoon with my son and wife. And he's like, Nick, coffee. And I'm like, okay, put the coffee, please. You know me, I live on coffee. So he was like, no, I'll do it better. I'll refresh the coffee. Let me climb and pick up a couple of coconuts. So here he is climbing up the palm tree, which is in front of his garden, just outside his house. He just put some rope on his feet and started going up and up. And I was like, okay, what is he doing? But that's again piece of that tolerance. I don't stop him. It's him in his environment. He, like the way he doesn't stop me taking him pictures. I mean, there have been countless images, creating with him. But he's so happy on top. One of the coconuts dropped down and it was like, bam! Here he goes down and he's just clearing the cover of the coconut, and we had a lovely time. That's the palm tree. Imagine how tall it was. I mean, for me it was like, climbing Everest. I'll finish with that image, which I found a bit cheesy. But all I want to say, just to give you a rough idea why I do all this. Because doing what I do allows me to meet new friends constantly on the go, visit amazing places, and all that via the help of my camera. Keep training my eye like the athlete trained himself for the Olympics, or like a mathematician plays with the numbers and keeps training his brain. So that's what I did. And now it's time to mention who brought me here. My camera brought me here. And believe it or not, I cannot wait to see where my camera is going to bring me tomorrow. Thank you.